Indianapolis have just kicked off a new fitness league, the World Fitness Project. Top CrossFit stars are here, and everyone wants to know, is this going to become the biggest competition in our sport?
The best in the world are going to be thrown down. It's interesting, I think there's a lot of people are hoping that, is this able to elevate the sport?
Last weekend, 30 athletes fought for 20 pro spots, chasing a share of $1.5 million season purse. In this video, we are gonna take you backstage to every talk and even difficult moments. We are in Indianapolis with Luka, back again to the competition floor from Wadapalooza, hungry to prove that he belongs with the best. We are gonna show you if this is the biggest test yet to CrossFit thrown through Luka's story.
I'm in the right headspace and the body feels good. I think this is like the start of a good story building, like until the end of the year, like see how this drama is gonna unfold and what's gonna happen.
But what is exactly the WFP?
The sports, this is the first time really in kind of CrossFit history there's been a legitimate competitive league. One of the employees from CrossFit, Tony Budding, he broke off and tried to start something called the Grid League. Gained some momentum for a few years, but it obviously didn't take over CrossFit. And now you've had the WFP come in, and I would say that it does feel different. The level of female athlete competing at the WFP is going to be higher than the level of female athlete competing at the Games. The best athletes in the world are going to be thrown down this weekend, and from a personal side, I'm really excited to see Luka compete.
This is a chance to see some of the athletes that you will not be able to see in the season, like let's say the normal season that people usually were waiting for.
Give you money? Not money. Checking my card. Can I give you my wallet? Okay. Just so it doesn't look very big in my
With some money in it?
There's a lot of money in it. All of us have like a check-in slots. Basically your time when you're supposed to check in. And then we have briefing at 5.
Nobody knows how it's gonna unfold at the end of the year, because remember, this is just one out of 3 competitions that we are going to do, and the most important one is at the end of the year, and the most important leaderboard is at the end of the year.
Huh? You think this is worth a shot?
I don't know, next to your face.
Yeah, no. Remember that.
The lane assignments, so I hope that's how it's gonna go. Now it's like the work is done, it's been done for a week. I think like the week before the competition is like what you train, right? Like you will not be able to make any significant improvements in a week to go, or let's say now 1 day to go.
Looks great. Equipment is, Rogue is the sponsor, so the equipment's great. We just did the yoke checking, the height, yeah, GHD and rack for the jerk. No, you can drink.
When I coach.
It just tastes like shit.
I just don't know, now I don't know how many electrolytes I took because you drink something. You just ruined my nutrition.
Thank you, John.
I'll keep this short so we can get through this brief and you can get on to whatever you guys are going to do for the rest of the night. But I just wanted to start out by thanking you. Welcome to the very first WFP tour. Thank you for trusting us and believing in what we're building. Man, it really means a lot to me. You guys are making it happen.
Go, or when you get the beep, the lights will turn white, and that will commence each one of our heats.
Floor looks, I think it's very clever. Shout out to Hanu.
Come on. No, go. We are in a rush.
The first day of competition is always an important one. It's when athletes first confront the challenge they've been preparing for. And to meet it successfully, what you need is the right mindset and a solid preparation.
You know, we had this joke, me and Lazar, where we were to do CrossFit, or just to compete, pretty much. It's you have to be either extremely smart or extremely stupid.
Yeah.
And both is very good, because if you're extremely stupid, sometimes you just don't think, and sometimes that helps, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
And who are you?
I would say that I'm this extremely smart. I hope I'm that guy. I mean, since both of them works, you just don't want to be in the middle, right?
Yeah, true. True.
But yeah, I feel like sometimes overthinking can ruin your workout, you know, because sometimes things are really that simple, like just listen to your body and execute, right? You're about to compete and you have no nerves. Like, I don't think that you care that much, you know. Like, I think that everybody has some kind of nerves. It's just about like where you actually like push it, if I can say it like that. It's just about like, let's try to focus to like on the floor actually show what you're capable of. You compete with what you bring, right?
There were lots of positives in there. It was fucking good.
I was good. I was very fast on the sandbag, and then you got me on the handstand walk. On the first set, I did 9 sandbag cleans.
I missed it. I was behind. Fuck.
But for me, I don't know. Like John, I cleaned it. It went behind. I stabilized it, and he said a no rep. Like,
Yeah, it should have been a rep, but it was just because it was a bit messy.
This sandbag was more heavy than
I literally told him no.
I told Luka before the weekend, I was like, look, let's just not worry about the leaderboard.
For the people listening,
John, where's the leaderboard?
for the people listening, like the last 3 months since Miami, we made such a big improvement that I think like that part we'll work on for the next one.
Fair enough.
I mean, right?
But now it's filmed. Like, no leaderboard next competition.
Usually sometimes I get stuck into looking into the leaderboard way too much, or just overthinking the workout or overthinking the strategy. And mostly what John's always tried to put me in my head is just like believe in what you're capable of, right? Like trust your fitness. And usually when I just do that, it's good. So like that's the plan this weekend, to like focus on believing what I can do and try to maximize on that.
I don't think people have seen yet just how good he is, and being put on this stage allows like another opportunity for him to be able to show that.
It was a solid day one. The field is so good that like if you slow down for a second, if you feel sorry for yourself for a second, you're gonna drop five spots. I think the field was never this good. Like no one has any like holes pretty much. Any mistake cost you places. Any like no rep cost you places. So yeah.
Luka was right, the field was extremely competitive. As he said, day 1 was really good for him. So from day 2, he was gonna compete against the 10 best, and one of his goals was to become the leader of his region. That means Europe.
I think the roster is amazing. Like these athletes are all very good, very fit. They have amazing accomplishments behind them. And the group I'm most eager to compete against, I would say, are just Europeans. I think that you need to make like your improvements step by step. And in order to be the best, first you need to be best in your region. And I think for me, that's Europe. And I just think that like, they're very good. I know them for years. We were competing against each other for years, back and forth. Like I competed against all these guys already a few times. This is sport usually dominated by Americans, I would say, and I would love younger generations in my country especially to be inspired by the fact, and they always were by my brother and me later, that you have what it takes. Just believe in yourself, believe that you have what it takes, and I hope I can show these younger generation that no matter where you come from or what's in your way, that you can still compete against the best, no matter how big of advantage they have starting.
journey and mindset really transcends this sport, of what he was able to do and how he was able to overcome it. I think it's just a really inspirational story for many people. There are lots of different options of how that path could go, and the path that he's chosen, the way that he's approaching it, I think is just a very respectable way to do it, and I think a great example for the next generation.
So just being in the last heat, I think I didn't really pace that one great. It was just like I went way too hot in the beginning and wasn't really able to hold on. So that was like, in the end, that was a horrible finish. Just took a lot of points from me, took a lot of energy, destroyed my legs.
But I think the big thing is just building brick by brick and becoming very process oriented. So not worrying about leaderboard or the final results, but actually just enjoying that day to day of getting better.
And Luka continued the weekend securing his spot into the top 20, knowing what he has to work on, and also knowing something really important and new for most of us, that is, it's not just one weekend, it's a long run.
It doesn't matter where you place, you still want to place as high as you can, just because it's like the first tour event, it's a cumulative leaderboard, so even if you didn't have a great weekend, you have a chance on the next one to do better, so every point will matter in the end. We
said, and there's discussions online on this YouTube channel where we've talked about having a full season. I obviously think that's a good idea, that this event wasn't just this standalone thing that then finishes. Actually now it's like, okay, you go on to the next event, which is going to be in Mesa, you can accumulate points there, you then go on to a final. And I think that this sequential live competitions that all contribute into a season, it's not like this is reinventing the sports world. It's literally just copying what happens in so many other sports because it works. It can test, you can test like a broader range of fitness through these events. Currently in the CrossFit season you have the Open, but your Open score has no impact on your quarterfinals, no impact. So if you make it through to the stage, you don't carry those points on. And this way there's opportunities to see athletes over not just 14 events or however many, like the max of the number that's been competed at the CrossFit Games, but actually because you can do it over a whole year, you're going to see athletes compete in 30 events or tests or workouts or whatever that's called. And arguably you could then say that's a broader test because you're able to test more things and see which athlete then comes out on top of that.
He heads home from Indianapolis, sharper, hungrier, and already mapping out his comeback to the Tour 2 in Mesa, Arizona.
By the time we get to the finals, the world will know that Luka
Dukic is someone who's who's mentally very strong, and someone who's not breaking even though there are many challenges in the way, and that's someone who can inspire people, someone who can show people that no matter what you go through, it's still worth to fight.
I mean, you can see the Phoenix is there. You can see the fire. He is coming out of the ashes. He is coming back, and as you say, he wants to be here, and he is hungry. You can see his laser focus out on the competition floor. Luka is here to stay.
The World Fitness Project calls itself a league by athletes for athletes. And after that weekend, I think that feels more real.
There's just a general positive vibe, and with everything that's happened in the sport over the last year, I think it's just really nice to see there's kind of still that feeling there and that positive energy there.
Because when the athletes feels looked after, the crowd and the fans also win. I'm not saying that Tour 1 was perfect, but no first chapter is. But put an idea on the table, a season that grows with the athletes and makes the stories begin and unfold.
It makes you realize some more things you have to work on, it gives you more motivation. The competition was run so well, hats off to the organizers. All of us that were kind of waiting for it to see how it's going to play out, it was unreal. So I'm super happy with that, and just gives you even bigger motivation to push for the next one, because you're okay, this is the real deal, this is the place to be now, this is where everyone is at, this is the best competition in the world, if I can say it like that, and it just gives you more motivation as an athlete to be okay, rest, get back home and back to work.
We've seen a good start of the competition, and also we've seen Luka find the weaknesses that he has to work on. And the most important thing is that we've seen a new format that adds something fresh to the functional fitness calendar. And I think if this league keeps athletes first, the moments that they will offer us will get bigger. And of course, I will be there to catch them. See you guys at Tour 2.